We will talk about the growth of the Gupta Empire. Okay, how it started, how this Gupta Empire started. What was the background of that Gupta Empire? After the breakup of modern empire, like after the going of modern empire, the Satavahanas and the Kushans, they emerged as the two large powers. Like after the modern empire, I have already made a video on the modern empire, Satavahanas, Kushans. You can go on my channel and search for it. Okay, so after the breakup of modern empire, like after modern empire, two two large power came. They were the none other than Satavahanas and Kushans. Okay, the Satavahanas acted as a stabilizer factor in the Deccan and South, to which they provided political unity and economic prosperity on the strength of their trade with Roman Empire. They act as a stable form, and they strengthen the Deccan and the South region of the India with political political unity started. They political unity they maintained, and the economic stability they maintained, through whom the Roman Empire, through the trade with the Rome. And the trade was on the basis of like silk or pepper or steel industry kind of thing. So the trade was based on that. And the Kushans performed the same role in the north, like Satavahanas were doing trade. Satavahanas were doing trade from Deccan and South region with whom? With Roman Empire. Especially it was the Eastern Roman Empire. So Roman Empire and Kushans performed the same. Kushans did the same thing, like they did the same trade with Roman Empire from the northern side. Kushans performed from the North India, and both these empire can to an into the mid third century. They did till the mid third century. So the Gupta, so after this, Gupta arose as a new empire on the ruins of the Kushans empire. It means Gupta emerged as a new empire on the northern side of India. That Guptas emerged as new empire on whom? Satavahanas or Kushans? On Kushans. Over Kushans. It said like it built an empire on the ruins of Kushan. And Guptas were from the Vaishya clan. So what is Vaishya clan? How can we claim that Guptas from the Vaishya clan? So I have made videos on that should what I said Varna class. I have already made the videos, you can search for it. So the Guptas emerged as a new empire over Kushans, and they were called as Vaishyas. So how can we say that Vaishya? I will give a small introduction, that different titles were recommended for the different Varnas in Dharma Shastra, like the Sharman, or it is the meaning like Sharman is the title and its meaning is auspicious. It was used for whom? It was used for Brahman. Okay. Similarly, Varman, Sharman for Brahmans, Varman, its meaning is armor, like this fighting or fighting devices, so armor. It was for Kshatriya. Okay. Similarly, Gupta, its meaning is hidden or protected. It was used for Shudras, Vaishyas, and Vaishyas is known as the common people. They were known as the common people at the time. And Dasa, or its meaning is that servile, that is working kind of things. So it was for Shudras. It was known as the lowest Varnas. All the untouchable or kind of things, lowest kind of things was used to be done by Shudras. Even in when you go through that video lecture, you will find that the punishment given to the Shudras for any mistake or any act was different from the punishment given for the upper Varnas. Okay. And Gupta Empire was not as large as modern empire. Okay. So from this account we considered it as a Vaishya clan, that Guptas were from the Vaishya clan. So the Gupta Empire was not as large as modern empire. It kept North India politically united, that on the empire, on the ruins of Kushans. So the Gupta period was not as large modern empire, and it kept North India politically united for over a century, from AD 335 to 455. 335 to 445. It kept North India politically united. Okay. And the original kingdom of Guptas comprised, where was the original kingdom? The original kingdom was UP and Bihar, where UP was the most important. From the 3rd century, at the end of 3rd century, the Guptas possibly like in the 3rd century they captured, like they had control over UP and Bihar, where the UP was the most important. And Guptas were possibly feudatories. It means dependent upon the land covering, it is not capital, or the money was not important. So Guptas were possibly feudatories of the Kushans in UP, that they covered like lands of the Kushan, and seem to have succeeded them without any considerable time lag. That without any time they succeeded the Kushans period. That without any time lag they succeeded Kushan period. Okay. And at many places in UP and Bihar, Kushan's antiquities are immediately followed by Gupta's antiquities. Like as we found Kushan, then we also find Guptas. And it is likely that Guptas learnt the use of saddle, reins, buttoned coats, trousers and boots from the Kushans. Like as I have already talked in my video lecture of the Kushans, that they used to, that Kushans used to wear buttoned coats, uses saddle, reins, trousers, boots, etc. And similarly Guptas started to using it, and this gave them mobility and excellent horsemen. So Guptas emerged as a excellent horsemen, and in the Kushan scheme of things, horse, chariot and elephants had ceased to be important, and horsemen playing the central role. In the similar way, Guptas emerged as a horseman. So we can say that Guptas used lots of technique of Kushans, and the Guptas enjoy certain material advantages. Guptas enjoyed certain material advantages, like it was in the UP and Bihar location, where it used to get various types of raw material, iron ore and all, because of that region. So they enjoyed material advantages. What can the center of their operations lay in the fertile land of Madhya Pradesh, covering Bihar and UP? That center was at fertile land of MP, UP and Bihar, and they were able to exploit the iron ores of central India and South Bihar. Currently it is known as Jharkhand. So they also conducted the silk trade, and they started silk trade with the Eastern Roman Empire. That Roman Empire is also known as the Byzantine Empire. they started trade with silk items from Roman Empire, which is also known as Byzantine Empire. The Gupta established their rule over they established rule over it is very important, Anu Ganga, that is nothing much, that is Ganga basins to the side of the Ganges. Then Prayag, that is present day, like previous it was named as Allahabad, now it is again renamed as Prayagraj by the Modi government, by the Yogi government. So, and the Saket is also known as modern Ayodhya. It is known as modern Ayodhya. Ayodhya was named as Saket at the time. And Magad. Okay. So the Kushan power came to an end in the North India during around 230, and then substantial part of India fell under the rule of Murundas. There is no need to remember it, and who were possibly kinship of Kushans. So the Murunda, that Murunda, Murunda, Murunda continued to rule till AD 250, and after 25 years later, it about AD 275, the Gupta dynasty came into the power. And who started that Gupta dynasty? I will give the introduction here also in this only, that Chandragupta 1. In the separate lecture I will start again Chandragupta 2, Samudragupta and all. Okay. So he started, he was the first important king of the Gupta dynasty, and he married with the Lichvi princess, like he married with the Lichvi princess. Lichvi is in Nepal, and marrying with the princess of Nepal, that made his strengthening of position in Nepal. Probably there were Vaishyas as per the Varna. And as married with the Nepal princess, he strengthened his position, and probably there were Vaishyas as per the Varna, as I have already said, that because of that that division of what I have said, that the division of Varnas, in that he came as a Vaishya. Okay. So the marriage to the Kshatriya family, and he was from that Lichvi princess was from Lichvi princess married with Lichvi princess, and she was Kshatriya. So this lead to strengthening his position, as he was Vaishya and married with the Kshatriya. So his position was strengthened, and with in his community and with Nepal also. And the dated accession start from the AD 319 and 20 around, and after this only many inscriptions of Gupta era came to be dates in this era. So later I will talk about Samudragupta, then Chandragupta 2 in the next video lecture. Okay, thank you.